Hello, my name is Adriana Martinez Mendibilson. I'm a student of Bachelor degree in English as a foreign language at the University UNAD, and this video is part of the final exam of the course Testing and Evaluation in ELT. In this opportunity, I'm going to be explaining the proposal of evaluation that I create for a specific community of learners that I'll be explaining forward. The community says that is a 2017 promotion of a private country school in a very exclusive northern area in Cali. The school has bilingual status and the school day is 8 hours long, as well as the class is 24 students. Here I present the characteristics, and in this chart, as you can see, there's the summarized information, but I wish I explain a little more about it. This group of students are in their last school year according to the Colombian education system, which means they are in 11th grade. They might be between the age of 15 and 17 years old. Due to the school standards, it is a bilingual private school. The students already have a strong basis in the second language, showing an English language use as independent speakers. Hence, they have a lot of knowledge about grammatical components, vocabulary, writing strategies, reading comprehension, and listening skills. And this formal knowledge is in accuracy with their learning environment where the students are supposed to learn content subjects through a second language. They must apply both the content and the language. In addition, the school day is 8 hours long, which leads to a whole day journey of language use through spoken and written production. At the same time, they use passive skills such as listening and reading. In this way, students are supposed to carry out a language performance with a good proficiency level, being able to express and understand the content knowledge as well as their own thoughts, ideas, opinions, and feelings throughout the second language. Here we have methods and approaches to assessment. First of all the teaching and learning process should be oriented over the basis of constructivism and sociocultural learning theories. Taking this into account, teachers can apply assessment methods such as peer and self-assessment and approaches such as formative and summative assessment. Therefore, the assessment is based on the products and their quality. Then the students focus on the process of knowledge construction from interaction. Learning through technology, in fact, should be based on interaction between teachers and students and among students. This kind of learning might be framed by the theory that I already mentioned. And the first one, constructivism, suggests students develop knowledge from their own understandings of their context, taking into consideration the current framework of knowledge they already have. And the second theory, the sociocultural learning, suggests students learn through participation in their own activities and in communication with others. Currently, teenagers' learning process is being made by the application of individual projects, but this could change. And that's why I recommend the peer assessment and self-assessment. There should be opportunity to explore ways that allow students to work collaboratively while being assessed individually. Teachers can apply assessment methods as the ones that I already mentioned, which can help students to foster the number of necessary skills that are vital for this century, like critical thinking, reflection, self-awareness, and problem-solving skills. Those ones will help students to reach their goals and elements for their future professional development. Now we got evaluation of English for a special purpose. Education is an evolving process that is mainly connected with the work context and changes. We can see education process as it was seen 100 years ago or even 50 years ago, because the methodologies and strategies applied back then were very different and worked different than the ones we have now. Nowadays, kids are more aware of technology and it is considered as a principal element in their daily life. They're connected to the world through a technological device and internet connection all the time. It is our duty as educators to improve our teaching methods and practices and be in a constant process of professional development in order to be able to attend the educational needs in our environment. That's why we consider it is important to implement new ideas in our classes, ideas that will work as new strategies combined with more effective tools, which will make the students' learning process something more interesting and motivational because they give them the opportunity to apply the elements that they use every day. Therefore, technology in education and educational technology is presented in the panorama, and we should focus the assessment elements to this part. Evaluation through technologies. As I said before, students need to manage the technological elements present in our daily life and apply them to their professional life and learning. That's why as teachers, we should use educational technologies to deliver assessments. It is already common to use technology in education as a way to enhance learning and provide a beneficial experience for our students, where their learning is connected with their context through the elements they use every day, such as mobile, tablets, computers, and media. But technology has more potential than that, and as it's applied as a learning strategy, it should be applied as an assessing strategy too. The century where we are takes into a world characterized by constant and vertiginous changes, product of the accelerated development of information and communication technologies, a world that demands contemporary pedagogy and education, innovative attitudes and activities and practice to prepare individuals capable of act in today's complex society. In this society, information and communication technologies, which we call ICT tools, became essential tools to support the development of skills for the search, in special in a language. Therefore, we propose the use of such technologies as a smartphone and tablets or computers that can fulfill a wide variety of educational functions due to the fact that technology has the potential to enable students to solve problems in authentic situations as well as participate in reflective activities. Now we present the evaluation proposal. In this case, the students have been studying the language for some years in a bilingual institutions where they have the opportunity to interact in the language. Bilingual education is actually focused on developing students in a more holistic way, helping them to be prepared for the challenge they will face outside the school using the second language. However, within bilingual education, the teaching approach is focused to a scenario where content and language integrated learning is the principal approach. Therefore, my proposal consists on bringing technological tools into the language classroom as an evaluative method of language skills, such as listening, reading, writing, and speaking, being able to know the proficiency level of the students. To shift this, we propose the application of and use of Microsoft Education Community, which is a platform that allows teachers to join one or more discussion groups with their students to share knowledge, find answers, and connect with educators all around the world. We might think that because they are in a bilingual school and they have to interact in the language all the time, they don't need to interact with other people. But remember that in a bilingual school, the foreign language, becomes a second language and it is presented more for content areas. They're supposed to learn math and science and history through this second language, but they're not actually being evaluated in the way they speak correctly or the production speech that they're making in the second language. That's why I propose the application of this kind of tool as an assessment for them in order to know all the elements in the level that they got during all the school years. Remember also that they're finally in the last year of the school and they're finishing their basic education, so they need to be enough prepared and they need to be able to carry out a good performance in the second language. Assessment of young students. Regarding the evaluation process, the use of technologies in the evaluation process of students is a different way of evaluating compared to those that have been done so far. In this sense, new technologies can be of great help, not just to change the concept and form of evaluation, but as tools that allow to use the resources of time and materials more efficiently, both for the teacher and the student. We need to combine the use of technology with the application of two useful assessments methods as part of the constructivist and sociocultural theories, showing the goals achieved through those activities. We propose to apply the self-assessment and the peer assessment. The peer assessment can be part of the collaborative learning assessment process because they have a first-hand view of what happens during collaborative activities. As a result, the peers are well placed to point out the levels and degrees of competence of others, and peer evaluations raises problems inherent in their own nature. It is not a competition that students have experience with, and teachers have to spend time educating students about what and how to effectively evaluate the work they present. Students may lack self-confidence to evaluate all peers and may not be prepared to be critical. That's why the use of Microsoft Education Community is proposed in this video, because I consider that through this tool we can make the students show all the abilities that they have. They will have to interact with people from other parts of the world in the English language, and they need to show not just the content in or knowledge in areas as math, science, history, socials, nature, or things like that. They have to show the way they speak, their language production, the language abilities, so we can create activities where they interact with them, debate, discuss, argue, present the cultural backgrounds, and interact in daily conversations and things like that in order to know they actually speak English, not just because the school required or in some specific activities or environments, but in every situation that could be present, they are able to interact and respond properly. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you can understand me and I make myself understand. Here you can see the references that I used to create this video and the information that I used to build up my presentation. Thank you so much and have a great day.